Check, check. Sick. I don't know where the other microphone is.
Hello?
Oh. I'm going to, do you know which, don't talk for a second. Can you see which one is my microphone? It should be making some colors for you because I'm talking. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, Ryan. Can you help us with your microphone? I'm using Amber's microphone. For right now, yeah. Is this what they're going to be using for like speaking in games and stuff? I couldn't find the other ones. What the heck? Okay, whatever. We're just practicing, so it's fine.
Skis.
Okay, so Kyle's gonna come up, or Kyle's gonna be doing the 5-minute connect, and then he's gonna, or sorry, announcements is first, and then we're right after announcements. So we're right at the top. Okay. Kyle's gonna come in and be like, announcements. Now I'm gonna introduce Shara, blah, blah, and I'm gonna be like, this is my friend Lauren. Lauren, what grade are you in?
I'm in 10th grade.
You're in 10th grade? That's so weird. I have a 10th grade small group.
That's so crazy.
Oh
it's
my
not
gosh.
like we're in the same small group.
Oh, I thought you looked familiar.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how weird. Lauren's in my small group.
That's crazy.
I'm a very intuitive small group leader. I know exactly what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we have a game for you guys tonight. It is called
Eat it or eat it.
Eat It or Yeet It. You guys remember when yeet was a thing? Is it still a thing?
I want it to still be a thing, therefore it is still a thing.
Okay, well, there you go. Under wraps.
Exactly,
We're trying to win the group costume
We're
here.
gonna win. What are you talking
we
about?
are gonna win. We are gonna win. I love the confidence. So Halloween is coming up, what Kyle just talked about. But tonight we're gonna play a game where we're gonna show some Halloween candy up on the screen, and we're gonna need some volunteers. But we don't need just any volunteer. We need a picky eater volunteer. Would you consider yourself a picky eater?
No, I would not.
No, you are not. Would anybody else consider yourselves a picky eater? Cool, cool, cool. Oh, you're a picky eater? Awesome. Well, you can play this game.
Yeah,
then.
you should play the game.
I'll probably ask you, I'll be like, we're not looking for just anybody to play. Who are we looking to play? And then you can say.
We're looking for some picky eaters.
Picky eaters. And then they're going to come up, and you guys get to guess if they would eat this Halloween candy or if they would
Eat it.
eat it. And if you guys choose correctly, then you guys get the prize. What's the prize tonight, Lauren?
Some nice, tasty candy.
Woohoo! Halloween candy for days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys get it right, as the crowd, Kyle and Dawson are going to throw out some candy for you guys. So, all right, let's get our first contestant up, and then you can, whatever, pick people. Yeah. You'll do the whole run, run, run. Awesome. Come on up here. And then they'll stand up here and I'll be like, okay, look at the candy. They'll play the slide or whatever.
Some tasty candy right there.
Yeah. And then we can banter back and forth and be like, oh, popcorn. Wait, I've never even had a popcorn ball. Have you ever had a popcorn ball before?
No, but I imagine to taste some popcorn.
I mean, I guess. if
Some
it was like
popcorn and ballsies.
caramel corn, I
I
guess.
shouldn't say that. That's not it.
No, don't say that.
Never mind.
Not it. I guess it was like caramel corn. Like that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you have your back
Yes.
this way. Yeah. And so then we're going to ask the audience, okay, do you guys think that Liam would like this popcorn ball? Yes or no? And then I'll say, okay, if you think he's going to eat it, let me hear you. And they have to cheer. And then you can say
Woo.
if he will eat it.
Who thinks they're gonna eat it? Let me hear ya.
Yeah. So I'll be eat, you be yeet, okay?
Okay.
Sick. Like yin and yang.
Dope skis.
Awesome. And then we'll be like, all right, Liam, tell us, would you? And then we can say it together, eat it or eat it. And then I'll ask them. Sweet. And so we'll just keep doing that with people.
Neat.
Yeah. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. So yeah, I would say just make sure that hips are going this way. So
Yes.
always face the audience. You're not giving them your butt. And then
Is this good, Chera?
no, that is not good. And then be as expressive and talkative as possible because it will always come across as less than what you think. Yeah, cool. Sweet. Awesome. Thanks for doing it with me. Yeah. Oh, I stole their microphone. You can put yours up there with Ryan.
one you want. Take my card back from you? Yes. Okay, awesome. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, how's it going? Woo! Welcome to CrossPoint students. Are you guys happy to be here tonight? I'm super happy to be here tonight. Awesome. I don't know where Kyle is, which is why I'm here. So
I'm right here. I've been here the whole time.
Oh, hey Kyle, what's up?
Hey.
Well, I'm gonna leave now.
I was supposed to start this thing, guys. I was just too excited talking to you. I'll tell you, like, full disclosure, what happened is I have this thing when I don't have to start the service. I like to see who is, like, the last person to go, like, cram in some candy from, like, the snack shack before coming in here. It's just really funny to me because it's like, hey, we're all going in. They're like, this is my time. I'm going to go buy 10 candy bars now. But anyway, super glad you guys are here with us tonight. My name is Kyle. I'm the high school pastor here. If this is your first time with us, we would love to get to know you a little bit. If it is your first time and you did not stop by our Welcome Center, we need you at some point during the night. We have a few times where it works out pretty well. We'll let you know. There'll be somebody in the back of the room with an iPad. Just a couple questions we need to write down from you guys so that we can get you to the right small group and have your contact information and that kind of thing, all right? So be sure to take advantage of that when the time comes. We really would love to connect with you, make you feel like a part of the family here. Couple things I want to let you know about before we get into all the good stuff tonight. The first is this. We have a few avenues where we try to keep communication up with you guys through social media and a texting service. And we just wondered, hey, maybe not everyone in the group necessarily is connected to our socials. Shh. So we just wanted to remind you guys, first of all, we use Instagram probably the most out of anything. We haven't made the jump to TikTok yet. It's too overwhelming. But we do stuff on Instagram. Facebook's more for your parents, but if your parents are interested, go for it. And of course, there's always information on our website. We use those things just to keep up with you guys. We know you're here, 2 hours, one time a week? That's not a relationship, right? But we have the opportunity through technology to keep up with each other. So we do important stuff, dumb stuff, we laugh together, we post things that maybe make us think or are helpful in our spiritual life, as well as making sure that there is information available to you guys, because we never want you to miss out on what's happening here. We work really hard to make the things that we do here important and good and fun and excellent. We want you to be a part of them, all right? So if you don't follow us on that stuff, be sure to do that so that you can keep connected in. And the other way, maybe if you don't do social media stuff, is we do have a texting service, again, that's mostly informational. We just let you guys know so you don't miss stuff. It is through Remind. It's really simple. All you do is text CP Stu Min HS if you're in high school to 81010. And if you're in middle school, CP Stu Min MS to that same number, all right? That'll get you hooked in. Same thing schools use, and it's just a good way for you to never miss out on any of the details, all right? One detail that you might have missed out on if you hadn't been connected to us via social media is, in a couple weeks, we are headed to Del Oso to go to the corn maze. Who here has been before to Del Oso? Probably a lot of you guys. Yeah. Del Oso is a great time. There's a giant corn maze. There's all kinds of food. There's activities. There's some things that you can even throw some of your own money into to get to do. There's a pretty lame, haunted house that's kind of fun to go through and a couple other things. But, But we would really, really love to see you guys there. And more than that, we would really love to see you and a friend at the corn maze. Listen, I know it's not always easy to invite a friend to come here on a Wednesday night to CrossPoint students. I know that might seem overwhelming or intimidating. There is nothing intimidating about inviting a friend to come to the corn maze with you, right? So be sure, really consider, guys, this is an excellent way to introduce somebody that you know, that you care about to CrossPoint students and eventually, hopefully, to Jesus. So be thinking about, man, who am I going to bring? Who am I going to invite? It's only $18, pretty cheap, and there's a whole bunch of stuff included with that. You can register online, crosspointstudents.org. And I would encourage you guys, register earlier than later, okay? I know it's easy to wait till like the last possible second, but it makes it kind of complicated with drivers and stuff. So sign up. If you know you're going to go, just sign up so that we can have a good thing and know what we need to do. The other thing about the corn maze we want to make sure you don't forget about is we have a killer costume, not killer because of Halloween, no one's going to die, but a really good Halloween costume contest the night of the corn maze. And we want to remind you of the categories, all right? There's the best group costume, so maybe you and your small group or you and some of your friends are all going to come as a group costume. We have a prize for that. We have prizes for the best overall costume, just the most impressive costume there. And we have a prize for the most creative costume. If you go grab a bunch of junk from that giant dirt pile out there and craft this amazing costume, you know, you could win the most creative costume, all right? So be sure to come decked out. If you don't, man, you're going to miss out because everybody comes and everybody brings it that night. So be sure to come dressed up. We'll have a really good time, all right? So be sure to sign up and come be a part of that. Now, we are in the Halloween spirit. Well, I mean, the Halloween season spirit, I guess. And really, Halloween for me means two things, costumes and maybe what's the other thing? Do you know? Candy. Oh, of course, candy. And at Halloween, you can get some really good candy and you can get some really crappy candy. Am I right? So we're going to see what kind of candy you guys are most into tonight for our game that we like to call Eat It or Yeet It. All right? So invite my friends Shara up here and Lauren, and they're going to run you through the game, all right?
Awesome.
Hello.
Thanks, Kyle. I'm excited about this. Lauren.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
What grade are you in?
I'm in 10th grade.
Oh, that's weird. I have a 10th grade small group.
I know, that's crazy.
Oh, that's super weird.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, you look familiar.
I mean, you look familiar too. Am
I
I like
think you're in my small group.
Dude, wow, that's crazy.
I am like such an informed leader.
I know, that's
I'm
so
the best,
crazy.
basically. So yes, we are going to be playing a game today called Eat It or Yeet It. Is
Yep.
Yeet still a thing? If you guys think Yeet's still a thing, raise your hand.
I think it's still a thing.
Still a thing?
I still say it, so it must be a thing.
All right, it's a thing. For tonight, it's going to be a thing. So here's how the game is going to work. Shh, quiet, 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 so you can hear how you can win. Tonight, we are going to put up a picture of a candy or a treat, and then we are going to bring up a contestant, but not just any type of person. Who are we looking for, Lauren?
We are looking for some very picky eaters.
Picky eaters. Do we have some picky eaters here today? Okay, we have some people. Sweet.
Nice.
So
nice,
we're gonna
nice,
pick
nice.
up. We're gonna pick a picky eater. You guys will come to the front, and then you guys, as the crowd, get to decide whether that person would eat it or
Eat it.
yeet it. And here's the catch. Listen, listen. Here's the catch. If you guys guess correctly, we are going to yeet some candy at you.
Yay.
Yes. Our lovely assistants, Kyle and Dawson, will give you guys candy. All right, you guys ready to play?
Yes.
All right, where's my picky eaters at? All right, go ahead. You in the blue.
Yes. Neat.
Come on up, quick, quick, quick.
Go, 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 go,
Come
go,
on up,
go,
come
go,
on
go,
up.
go.
All right,
Speedy.
don't tell us right now, but what's your name?
Parker.
Parker.
Hi,
Okay,
Parker.
let's see what our candy is. Don't tell us yet whether you'd eat it or eat it. Okay, popcorn balls.
That seems nice.
I personally have never had a popcorn ball before.
Me neither.
But I guess I would eat it if it was like caramel corn, maybe.
I know. I feel like though, like it's just popcorn rolled into a ball.
I mean, it's okay. I don't know. So,
So-
what do you guys think? Do you think Parker would eat it? If you think he'd eat it, let me hear you. Okay, okay. Or
But who thinks he's gonna yeet it? Ser-
I think there was more cheers for eat it. What do you think?
I think so too.
I think there was. All right, Parker. Drum roll, please.
I would probably eat it.
You would eat it, folks.
Woo.
All right, we get candy. Woo! All right, next contestant.
There's one right there.
Lily, you want to come up?
Lily.
All right, Lily, are you a picky eater? I did not know that about
Me
you.
neither.
Wow. All right, let's see our next candy. Okay.
Ooh.
This is my favorite.
This is my favorite too. I love it so much.
I can eat bowls of candy corn.
Honestly,
Bowls of it.
ditto.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Ready? If you think that Lily over here would eat the candy corn, raise your hand. And yell. Okay.
If you think she's gonna yeet it, I want to hear you. Where you at? There we go.
Oh, I I think they think you're gonna eat it.
Same.
It is proven that it has candle wax in it, so.
No way, really?
No, it does.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm half candle.
All right, Lily, drum roll, please.
I would eat it.
Oh, she would eat it, which means you guys lose.
It's nice.
Oh, Lily, you get candy. Okay, everybody say boo. All right, let's see. Okay, you in the very back. Yes. I can't see your face, so I apologize.
It's
Come
very
on
bright up here, honestly.
It is bright.
It's
kinda
more
hard to see
bright than I
everybody.
thought it would be.
Yeah. Come on up. What is your name?
I'm Evangeline.
Evangeline, welcome. You're a picky eater? Kinda. Pretty picky. All right, let's see what we got here. Smarties.
Ooh.
Oh, I love a good Smartie. Okay,
Unproven
here, I'll have you stand in
fact,
the middle.
these make you smarter.
All right, let me hear you if you think she would eat it.
But who thinks she's gonna eat it?
Oh, I think we have a clear winner. Clear winner here.
Yeah.
Okay, drum roll.
I would eat it.
Oh, no, she would eat it. She would eat it.
Plot
She's
twist.
not a fan of Smarties. Wow. Well, thank you for playing. You can have a candy. But you guys don't get any candy because you guessed wrong. Nathaniel, you want to come up here? All right.
Dun, 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 dun,
Come
dun,
on
dun,
up. Come on up.
dun,
Next
dun,
candy.
dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
So we've had someone file an official complaint about this game. They're like, oh, they could just lie. Yeah, because they hate you and don't want you to have candy. I'm sure that that's like their whole thing of thinking. But so that no one's whining and having a cry fest about it, Jackson Hunt, you need to whisper your answer into Shara's ear before we take our vote, okay? All right?
All right,
Nice.
sounds good. Okay, so let's look at our candy here. Oh, a caramel apple. I actually just had one of these the other day. It was delicious.
I don't like them when they're a full apple. Hot take?
You don't?
Hot take, question mark?
Oh. All right, tell me in secret for, Dawson's sake, would you eat this or eat this? All right. Only I
Nice.
know the answer. I feel very special about this. All right, if you guys think he would eat it, let me hear you.
More importantly, if you think he's gonna yeet it, let me hear you. Whoa.
Wow, that is something.
That was
okay,
nice.
Well, drum roll, please.
I would eat it.
He would eat it.
Woo!
Awesome.
This is quite nice.
All right, Lindsay Miller, come on up. All right, Lindsay.
I'm sorry, I almost saw someone get offed by a bag of Doritos. That was nice.
Come on up, girl. Lindsay is also a picky eater. Hello,
Lindsay.
Lindsay. All right, let's see our candy. Shh, quiet down. Let's see. Bottle caps. Do you know what these are? Have you had these before? You do? Okay. All right. Have you had a bottle cap before? You guys know what these are? Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay. Tell me in secret.
It's a candy.
Okay, all right. I really like being the only one who gets to know these things. It makes me feel special. Okay, are you guys ready to vote? All right, if you think she's gonna eat it, let me hear you.
We love the enthusiasm.
Interesting, okay.
But if you think she's gonna yeet it, let me hear you.
Wow, I'm thinking that a lot of you guys don't like bottle caps,
I
I'm
know,
guessing.
what's with that?
Yeah. All right, let me hear your drum roll.
Eat it.
Oh! All right, we're looking for one more person. Peyton, you want to come up? All right, this is going to be our last one. This is your
Hello.
last chance to get it right and to get some candy. All right, quiet down.
Hey,
All right, Peyton. Are you a
Let's
picky
see.
eater?
what
Yeah,
is it?
Pretty picky. All right,
What's it
let's
gonna
see what we
be?
got here.
Ooh.
Double bubble gum. Interesting. All right, tell me the secret. Ooh, interesting. Very
Ooh.
interesting. All right, if you guys think that Peyton would eat this bubble gum, let me hear you.
If you think she's gonna eat it, where you at?
Ooh, I think we have a clear winner of yeet, and the answer is, drum roll.
Yeet.
Yeet! Awesome job. You get
Nice
more candy.
job. Candy. Candy for all.
Wow. You guys are really obsessed with candy.
That's like kind of dangerous.
This is good. Lots of energy here. Awesome. Thanks for joining me, Lauren. It was
Thank
awesome
you.
having you.
It
You're
was
the
nice
best.
being here.
Oh,
it was
thanks.
a vibe. It was a strong vibe.
All right, you guys, we're going to go into our 5-minute connect so you can get up off your feet.
All right, now that we got you guys nice and sugared up, we want you to meet some people and get to know some friends maybe you haven't seen in a while. Shh, 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 shh. Just in case you don't know what's going on, let me get your attention here, okay? Just in case. Shh, 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 shh. All right, we're gonna do something that we do each and every week called the 5-minute connect. We don't want you guys to just come here, participate, and then head out. We want you to build a community here, and this is one of the ways we do that. So this is an opportunity to get some notes from people maybe you've never met before, get to know people we haven't talked to in a while, or maybe just grow in some relationship with people you love. So you'll get up on your feet, and we have some question prompts here. Find somebody. You can ask them these questions, all right? Maybe even share candy. I don't know if that's allowed during COVID life, but if you were time traveled to the 1800s, what could you do to prove you were a time traveler to the people who lived at that time?
You gotta prove you're a time traveler. Okay, what do we got over here? What would you do to prove it?
I'll just show my phone.
A glass brick.
I don't know.
Ooh. You don't know. You guys are just stuck there, I guess.
Maybe like sing. Maybe I don't know.
Ooh. 1800s is really old.
I wonder if you're allowed to bring items on this
What you
time
have on
journey.
you right now?
What you have on you right now?
Yeah, what
well,
you
a
have.
cell phone, duh.
It's just a glass brick. You can't do anything with it.
All right, so we had this lively debate in our student leadership team
Very
yesterday.
lively.
How many times should you say chugga chugga before you say choo choo? We had quite the lively conversation. Some people felt 2 was the correct answer.
What do
Some
you have
people
for
felt
this?
5 was the correct answer. We had a 7 in the mix. It was wild. What do you think? How many chugga chuggas to every choo choo?
We got a pretty solid 2.
It's just like, just 2.
I agree. Chugga chugga choo choo is the way to do it.
Chugga. No.
We had someone say 1. I don't think 1 is the right answer.
Someone said 1? Chugga choo choo? Ooh,
Just
that's
chugga
that
choo
doesn't
choo.
feel good. That doesn't feel good. You know, in keeping with our game, our next question is what Halloween candy do you absolutely love? And maybe what kind do you absolutely hate?
Candy
What
you
kind of
guys
candy
love or
do
hate?
you
What do we got?
absolutely love? And what kind of candy do you absolutely hate?
I love Reese's. Reese's peanut butter cups.
Reese's is great. I'm a little disappointed about the bottle cap situation. Bottle caps are so good. They're so good.
Laffy Taffy for the jokes? We got a Laffy Taffy over here. Only for the jokes, though. They don't like the candy, just the jokes. What do you guys hate and love?
I hate Twizzlers.
What do you hate?
I hate Twizzlers.
Do you like red vines?
Yeah.
Okay, that's respectable. What do we got?
Milk duds.
You hate or love Milk Duds? Milk Duds. Ooh, okay. What's the last one?
Anything with peanut butter.
Anything with peanut butter. Oh, I love peanut butter. That
All
couldn't
right, I
work.
don't know if your costume is something that you're proud of, but find somebody that you're not talking to already. Give them a cryptic preview of what your Halloween costume is going to be this year. Like, don't tell them right out, but tell them a little teaser, a little preview.
What's your cryptic message for your costume, Josh?
Do I have to say the whole thing? No, please do not say the whole thing. It's 8 minutes long, okay?
In a cryptic
The corn
way.
maze is right around the corner. So what
Text
a great
a friend.
opportunity to take out your cell phone, pull up the number of a good friend, and invite them to come be a part of our corn maze this year. Shoot a text to a friend and have them join. Rude, man. All right, as we're wrapping up our 5-minute connect, we'd invite you guys not to come back to your seats, but to come on up here during the front, because we got some good stuff headed this way, all right? So come on up here. Come on up to the front if you want to, because we're going to sing a song that requires a little, you guys got sugar in your system, you got candy in your system, you've done a little bit of yelling, so I think you're ready. So I think the next best thing really to do here is do a little bit of jumping, all right? So get on up here so that we can do a little bit of that. As you guys are coming up here to the front, we just want to remind you, come on. Bring it on up, bring it on up. It's funny, you guys don't have to stand in a straight line. It's cool if you want to, but. All right, so hey, we have an opportunity each and every week to get together and we get to sing songs to God and about God, and it's one of our favorite things that we get to do here at CrossPoint students. And we just want to remind you guys as we go through this time that this might not be your thing. Maybe you don't necessarily understand what's all happening here, and that's totally cool. We hope that God still speaks to you during this time. And so you don't have to sing. It's not like a requirement or whatever. But we do always ask you guys, try not to be a distraction to the people around you, all right? So if someone else is singing next to you, let them do that. Don't have side conversations, that kind of thing. Don't run off to the bathroom and hide in there or whatever. Just sit in this moment and hear what God wants to say. And the cool thing is there's going to be some moments where we're going to get to connect with him on a pretty personal level. We also are going to get to have some fun as we worship him as well, still singing out the same truth, all right? And so we're going to sing a song that I don't think we've sung it since Vertigo Recap, right? I think that was last time we did it. It's a little song called Won't Look Back, and it was something that was, a lot of you guys who went to camp, you looked back on, you remembered, hey, I remember that night where I yelled up into the sky I'm not going back from where I came from. I'm not going back from where God called me from. And I know that once you get into your regular life, sometimes that can be hard to stick with. So it's a good thing to continue to remind ourselves. But this is a song where we need you guys to do a little bit of bouncing, all right? A little bit of jumping. And so we're going to practice it, because I know it feels awkward, right? To be I'm going to jump now. So we're going to all practice together, get all the awkwards out of our system here, all right? So I'm going to count to 3, and I want to see your guys' best. You don't have to go nuts. It's not like a mosh pit, but just a nice little up and down bounce, all right? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let me see it. Oh, I see some of you not doing it. It's such a bummer. All right, see, no, I think you guys are pretty good. There's one other thing. I didn't even tell anyone I was going to do this, but there's one other thing that I want you guys to try during this song, right? There's a part of the song, there's a bridge, and it just feels like a hand wave bridge to me. It just feels like one of those where you can go, this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and this guy. Come on, you guys over here. Come on, you could do it. There you go. This guy and this guy. Fantastic. I think you guys got this. I think we're prepped. I think we're ready. You guys ready to worship with us tonight? Yep. All right, let's do it. I remember when I met you. And I remember when my heart collided with your grace. I'm not here to recreate it, 'cause all I got is just a heart that wants to seek your face. It's all about to change, I'll never be the same, 'cause you asked me to follow, and when the doubts return, you speak a better word. I promise I won't look back, 'cause I know you're there, and I won't be scared. Your future outweighs my past, 'cause I know you're there, and I won't be scared, because I promise I won't look back. Because I promise I won't look back. What you're after, more I am than what my voice can sing. Faith is more than just a moment. Over going through the motions, give me the real thing. It's all about to change, I'll never be the same. So you asked me to follow, and when the doubts return, you speak a better word. I promise I won't look back, 'cause I know you're there, and I won't be scared. Your future outweighs my past, 'cause I know you're there, and I won't be scared, because I promised I won't look back. All right, here's that wave part. Let's see it. I'll follow you forever. Here we go. Oh, that's the jam, guys. Let's do it, okay? I'll follow you forever. I promise I won't look back, 'cause I know you're there, and I won't be scared. Your future outweighs my past, 'cause I know you're there, and I won't be scared, because I promised I won't look back. I promised I won't look back. I'll follow you forever. I'll follow you forever. I'll follow you forever. I'll follow you, because I promised I won't look back. Yeah, good job, guys. Good job.
When it doesn't go my way, I know that it is not the end. I'm trusting you are better plans I haven't even dreamt of yet. I know that you are for me when everything's against me. I put all my hope in you. Jesus, I will trust you. I will trust you. I know you never fail. I will trust you. Jesus, I will God, you're in control, and every little detail you are close. Never be alone, here in the unknown. The power of your presence fills my soul. Now everything I know is God, you're in control, and every little detail you are close. Never be alone, 'cause here in the unknown, the power of your presence fills my soul. Jesus, I will trust you. I will trust you. I know you never fail. I will trust you. Jesus, I will trust you. I will trust you. I know you never fail. I will trust you. Jesus, I will. Jesus, I will. I will. Jesus, I will trust you. I will trust you. I know you never fail. I will trust you. Jesus, I will. I will.
So part of the way that we trust God, the way that we put our faith that what He says and what He does and who He is can be trusted, and that it is for our benefit. That requires us to have an understanding of who He is and what His character is like. And today we're going to look at a story Dawson's going to share with you guys. We're going to look at this story that outlines God's characteristics, like the things that are true of Him, even in a scenario that feels like so dark and so hopeless. And I don't know if you guys necessarily feel hopeless like a lot. I feel like probably all of us do sometimes. I want you guys to hear this, and I want you to hear this theme that like comes out in the words that we're singing tonight. That even when it feels like everything is falling down around us, and even when it feels like maybe God is so far off, like who He is, He's made that really clear to us. And it just takes us getting ourselves in a position where we can start to hear His heart. And when we hear His heart, we can start to understand it. The next song we're going to sing is one you guys know, probably. It's Oxygen. We've sang it a bunch of times. And there's a line in the beginning. I know everyone's like, yeah. But there's a line in the beginning. I want you to really consider this, okay? There's a line in the very first verse of the song that says, I hear your heart each passing moment. And because of that, when we hear God's heart each passing moment, not just at singular moments throughout our life or throughout the year, but each and every moment, we hear God's heart, who He is. It says, my walls come down, you've won me over, and now I can see like it's just you and me. Like that's all I really need. When we start to see who God is and what His characteristics are, it's way easier for us to come to that place where we say, this is all for you. Like you are all I want. And I know that that's what a lot of you want. I can sense it and I can feel it. I hear it verbally and through your body language and everything. You want Jesus to be everything to you. One of the ways that we can get there, one of the ways we can honestly say that is by looking at who He is and trusting that He is who He says He is. So as we sing this song, just commit. Maybe say it out as a prayer, verbally if you want to. God, I need to hear your heart tonight. Let's sing it together.
drawing close, you're drawing closer. I hear your heart each passing moment. My walls come down, you've won me over, and now I can see it's just you and me. And I need you more than the oxygen I'm breathing in. I need you so much more. And I need you more than the oxygen I'm breathing in. I need you so much more. I feel your peace, it's overwhelming. You take my hand, my fears are melting. With just one touch, everything's changing. Standing in awe, forever I'm yours. And I need you more than the oxygen I'm breathing in. I need you so much more. And I need you more than the oxygen I'm breathing in. I need you so much more. And I need you more than the oxygen I'm breathing in. I need you so much more. I need you more than the oxygen I'm breathing in. I need you so much more. I need you, Jesus. I have to have you no matter what it costs. I won't hold a thing back. You can have it all. I have to have you no matter what it costs. I won't hold a thing back. You can have it all. I have to have you no matter what it costs. I won't hold a thing back. You can have it all. I have to have you no matter what it costs. I won't hold a thing back. You can have it all. I need you more than the oxygen I'm breathing in. I need you so much more. And I need you more than the oxygen I'm breathing in. I need you so much more. I need you more than the oxygen I'm breathing in. I need you so much more. I need you more than the oxygen I'm breathing in. I need you so much more.
The song that we just sang, it's a response to the gospel. It's our response to the grace that Jesus offers us every single day. We can only really understand and sing, I have to have you no matter what it costs, when we fully understand the cost that Jesus paid for us. And that's what this next song talks about. As we sing, I would really encourage you, take a moment between just you and God, no one else, and just thank him for the sacrifice that he paid, the debt for our sins, that we could come from death to life. Let's sing this together, guys.
If love endured that ancient cross, how precious is my Savior's blood. The beauty of heaven wrapped in my shame, the image of love upon death's frame. If having my heart was worth the pain, with joy could you see beyond the grave? If love found my soul worth dying for, how wonderful, how glorious, my Savior's scars, victorious. My chains are gone, my debt is paid. From death to life, and grace to grace. If heaven now owns that vacant tomb, how great is the hope that lives in you. The passion that tore through hell like a rose, the promise that rolled back death and its stone. If freedom is worth the life you raised, where is my sin and where is my shame? If love paid it all to have my heart, how wonderful, how glorious, my Savior's scars, victorious. My chains are gone, my debt is paid. From death to life, from grace to grace. When I see that cross, I'll see freedom. When I see that grave, I'll see Jesus. From death to life, I will sing your praise in the wonder of your grace. When I see that cross, I see freedom. When I see that grave, I'll see Jesus. And from death to life, I will sing your praise in the wonder of your grace. The cross, I'll see freedom. When I see that grave, I'll see Jesus. And from death to life, I will sing your praise and the wonder of your grace. When I see that cross, I see freedom. When I see that grave, I'll see Jesus. And from death to life, I will sing your praise and the wonder of your grace. from death to life, from grace to grace. When I see that cross, I see freedom. When I see that grave, I see Jesus. And from death to life, I will sing your praise in the wonder of your grace. When I see that cross, I see freedom. When I see that grave, I see Jesus. And from death to life, I will sing your praise in the wonder of your grace. How my soul will sing your praise in the wonder of your grace. How my soul will sing your praise. Wonderful, how glorious, my Savior's scars, victorious. My chains are gone, my debt is paid. From death to life, and grace to grace.
We just pray for us, guys. Jesus, we are really, really thankful that the things that we look at and associate as losses and as death and as defeat and as the final word don't mean anything to you, that your goodness and that your mercy and that your justice and all these things that we see everywhere on the pages of the Bible and everywhere in the world around us as characteristics of you, God, those things, your characteristics, it takes those things that seem so final and so permanent and so low and changes them. But I just love those words in that bridge, God, that talk about when I see the grave, I see you. When I see the cross, I don't see an instrument of death, I see freedom from my sin. Jesus, I pray that we would just remember that. That is so easy for us to forget when things just feel overwhelming in the moment. So God, we just ask that as we draw close to you tonight, as we hear from you, Lord, would you show us what your heart's about, who you are, and then what you want us to do about it. We love you and we thank you in your awesome name. Amen. All right, guys. Hey, we're all together tonight. So middle school, you're hanging out all in this room as well. So you guys can go ahead and find a seat as we get ready to move into our message tonight.
If he said to you, leave what you know, your security and comfort, all the things that are important to you, and follow him to somewhere new, would you trust him?
Hi, CrossPoint students. How are we doing tonight? Hello, my name is Dawson Hunt. Some of you guys obviously know me, but if you don't, I'm the new high school and middle school intern. Just have a great experience here. And if you guys haven't met me, I'd love to meet you guys, get to know you, say hi. I was supposed to talk to only the high schoolers tonight, but I luckily get to talk to all you guys, and I'm really excited for that. So before we start, I just want to get a good baseline. Raise of hands if everyone here, or if you want to hear God speak, you want to hear God move, and you just want to talk to God. Okay, pretty good amount. That's pretty good. I'll take that. So I just wanted us to start that we're all in the same place if we want to hear from God and we want to talk to God. So tonight we're going over our series of trusting God. We're looking at the story of Abraham because we think he's a great example of times that he trusted God, times that he didn't trust God, like last week. And it's just a great example that we can see of someone who really knew what it meant to talk to God and to trust him. So we're just going to jump right into it. Our passage today is in Genesis 18. We're going to start with verse 20. This one should be on the screen. And then the Lord said, because of the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, their sin is very grave. I will go down to see whether they have done altogether according to the outcry that has come to me, and if not, I will know. Now, this one is kind of like Jesus-y, like Bible language. It's kind of hard to understand, but basically, there was a city called Sodom and Gomorrah, and there was outcry from the people of terrible things that it had done, and God was going to go see if that was true. Now, we believe here that God is omnipresent and omnipotent, which means that he knows everything. But this is just a great example or a great picture that we can see of God going down. And so what was so bad about this city of Sodom and Gomorrah? Why did God have to go see if it was terrible? Well, this is pretty much just a great Old Testament horrible city. Did horrible things, were horrible people, hurt those around them, and it's just anything bad that you can think of a city and people, this was it. Just a classic example. So, why would God have to destroy them, though? Why doesn't that seem a bit harsh of just, well, I mean, they're probably bad, but aren't we all bad? I mean, we've all sinned. Why did they have to destroy this city? And I think this is one of the times where we can see God in the Old Testament, and we can see that and just point it out to well, that's a different God than the New Testament, right? Well, the New Testament God in Jesus, he wouldn't destroy, right? Because he's more loving, he's more peaceful, he's more kind than that. But it's not really the case here, because if you look at it from the other side of the outcry of the people, right? They deserve the justice of the wrong that was done to them. And so God, yes, he is just. He needs to provide justice for those who have been wronged, but that sometimes looks differently, and it sometimes looks like destroying the city and destroying the wicked, which we'll see. So the next verses, 22 through 26. So the men turned there and went towards Sodom, but Abraham still stood before the Lord. Then Abraham drew near and said, will you indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Abraham was asking that same question. Doesn't destroying everything seem a bit harsh? But he says only for the righteous. He knows that the wicked deserve the punishment of being destroyed, but he's there for the righteous. Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will you sweep away the place and not spare it from the 50 righteous who are in it? 50 righteous. Now, some people think, as we were looking into Sodom and Gomorrah, some people think it was around 50 to 60,000 people living in this city, which is not huge. It's not like LA or anything, but that's a good amount of people. And to save it for just 50, that's less than 1%. That's Abraham really saying, God, I know your heart so much that you wouldn't even destroy 50 righteous. You would save those 50 righteous for the 60,000 wicked. So what does God say for that? For it be so to defeat the righteous with the wicked. And the Lord said, if I find at Sodom 50 righteous in the city, I will spare the whole place for their sake. Abraham was right. God is such a loving God, and he's such a caring God that he knows that he wouldn't destroy the righteous with the unrighteous. But then that brings up the question of, okay, well, why was God going to destroy them anyways? Why did Abraham have to ask God for him not to destroy them? Doesn't that seem out of his character? Doesn't that seem like God was kind of wishy-washy then? But as God is our heavenly Father, I think that we can then use an actual father as an example. And I'll use my father, as I only have one. And my father loves the beach. He loves the beach, and he loves spending time with me, I hope. He says he does. So those are two things that I know from my dad. I know those from experience, from what he said, from every time we go to the beach and he hangs out with me. It's a great time. So if I went to my father and said, hey, Dad, you want to go to the beach and hang out with me and spend time? What would the answer be? It would be yes, because I know my dad's heart, and I know what he loves. Now, if I hadn't asked for him to go to the beach and hang out with me, would he suddenly hate those things? No, he would still love them because that's who he is. I just want to be able to be partnered with him in going to the beach and hanging out with him. And that's the same thing with God here. God's heart doesn't change. Abraham being able to be with God in this situation changes. As we learn later in the story, spoiler alert, God does save all the righteous people. It's not 50, but God saves all of them. But he would have done that anyways. But Abraham, in talking with God and trusting him, was able to be a part of the plan in that. So we're just going to read the rest of it and see how it goes. Again, Abraham, speaking to Abraham, I'm just going to read these, said, suppose 40 are found, right? So suppose 40, that's even less than 50. What does God say? He says, if there are 40, I will save the city. Abraham keeps going lower, though, because he wants to save these righteous people in his mind. He goes down to 30. What does God say? Yes, I will spare it for 30. But that's not good enough for Abraham. He says, Behold, I have understood to speak to the Lord. Suppose 20 are found there. That's less than half of what we started with the 50. Remember, this is less than 1%, less than 0.001% of the people in this entire city. Abraham is saying, God, I know your heart so much that I know you would spare the city for these righteous people. And the Lord says, for the sake of 20, I will not destroy it. Then Abraham says one more time, and I will speak again, but this once. Suppose 10 are found there. Just 10 people in this humongous, massive, wicked city. Suppose 10 people, 10 righteous people are found there. Will you save the city? And the Lord said, for the sake of 10, I will not destroy it. So this is just Abraham going to God again and again and again, asking him, God, I know your heart. I know that you would save the righteous. What about 50? What about 40? What about all the way down to 10? And this just shows how much trust Abraham had in God and who he was. We started at the beginning of this of asking, would you want to talk to God? And I would say yes, right? But I think we can say that all sitting here, and our version of prayer is talking to him like in above. And he's here with us, but we don't physically get to see him. Imagine if like God was standing right here, like Abraham. Abraham is standing right next to God, and then you had to go to God and ask him for these things. You have to be so confident in how much you know God and how much you trust God that you would ask straight to his face. It's a lot easier to send a text to someone than saying it or calling to them. And that's the same thing. Abraham really trusted him this much. So how does the story end? Unfortunately, there were not even 10 righteous people there, but God saved the three righteous people that were there. And this shows that God and Abraham, they were on the same page of saving the righteous. But like I said, God would have still saved all these righteous people, even if Abraham hadn't said anything. The prayer wasn't to change God's will or to change God's heart or to change who he was. The prayer was for Abraham to be able to partner with God in this. And that's really what prayer is. It's we get to see God's will. If we know God's will, then we can ask things in his will, and we can partner with him and be with him. So what are the things that we can learn from Abraham's great step of faith and trust? There are two things, and they'll both be on the screen. The first one is Abraham trusted what he knew about God. And the second is Abraham trusted his ability to talk to God. So the first one, Abraham trusted what he knew about God. And there's a huge, huge difference between knowing something and trusting something. I think we can all agree on that. You can know a lot of things, but that doesn't necessarily mean you trust them. A great example I thought of was rock climbing. Has anyone gone rock climbing in here? Okay, a couple rock climbers. That's a lot more than I thought, actually. I love rock climbing. But for those who don't know, rock climbing is basically you go to a mountain and you climb it, right? But to make sure that you don't die while climbing, you have harnesses and ropes, right? So you have to trust the ropes and the harness. But as that was my first time going, I did not trust the rope or harness in a little bit. I knew that it was gonna hold me. I saw people going up, falling, like they weren't breaking the harness, they weren't breaking the rope. You even do that thing of where you get just high enough off the ground where you can put all your weight on the rope, like this much off the ground. So if it does break, you'll still be safe. But I didn't trust the rope at the beginning. I didn't trust the harness at the beginning. But if there was a test of, is this going to hold me? I'd check yes, because there's no cost for me checking yes. There's no cost for me knowing the right answer. It's when I trust the rope, that's when I actually go up, and that's when I was able to climb. So what did Abraham say? What about Abraham's story? Did he know and trust God? In the beginning, it says, God, I know your heart. I know you wouldn't destroy the righteous with the wicked. But he didn't only know that, he took steps out of that. He went to God with that. And this because he trusted God's heart. He trusted that he knew that God wouldn't destroy the righteous with the wicked. But what about us in this? Do we trust what we know about God? There's a lot of things that we would write down if we took a test of all the things that God is. I'm sure all of us would say, yes, check mark, God is peaceful. Yes, God is loving. Yes, God is just. But then do we actually act out on that? That's what trusting something really, that's when you really trust something, is when you'll take a step of faith out into it. from all the things that we learn from mission trips or vertigos or our own personal walks with God. We can know all the things, but if we don't actually take steps out towards them, then we don't really trust it. It's just like the harness and the rope. If we can climb that entire mountain knowing that the rope and harness are going to keep us safe, but we can also just climb straight down without ever needing to trust the rope. It's probably not going to happen because most people trip and don't do that, but you're able to do that. And that's the same thing we can do with God. We can say, yes, God, I know you're right here with me. We can climb the mountain of life, but we don't ever take that step of faith of letting go of the mountain to actually have to trust him. There are some times in our life where we slip and we fall, and we have to trust the rope. We have to trust that God is going to be with us. But true trust is letting go of that rock, is letting go of life and saying, God, I know you're here, I know you're with me, and I know you're going to catch me. The second and final thing that we learn from this story is Abraham trusted his ability to talk to God. And what do I mean by this? If Abraham didn't think that he could have talked to God or that God would have listened to him, he wouldn't have gone up to the mountain, he wouldn't have talked to God. But Abraham knew that God loves to hear from us. Abraham trusted that fact that that he wanted to hear from him. But I think most of us, I fall into this trap of we say, well, we're not good enough yet to really talk to God. We're not good enough yet to really put the big prayers up towards him. We'll say grace. We'll sometimes close small group meetings. But there are some times where we're like, okay, but the really important stuff, leave that to the professional Christians, the ones who have done it for forever, the ones who you see every single Sunday, the ones who are like, okay, they know a ton of scripture, and they seem super spiritual, and they all know the right words. Let's leave the praying up to them. And that happened to me and my team on the Honduras trip. Did anyone how many people went to the mission trips this summer? Yeah, mission trips are great. Go to them this summer. But we had this guide and translator. His name was Joel. He was an amazing guy. He really knew God's heart. He trusted God. He really was in tune with God. And he was able to do some amazing things through that. We saw healings. We saw just powerful things happen. And there was a joke on the team of, well, just have Joel pray for them. I mean, obviously, God's using him, just have Joel pray. And that was a joke, but there was a little bit of truth behind that. We didn't trust our ability to really heal someone. We didn't trust that we had enough prayer points to really use them. But Joel told us, he actually talked to us, guys, I'm no different than you. I'm just in tune with God's will. It's not a certain level that you need to reach before you can really pray, before you can really act things out on what you hear. And this is true in the verse, 1 John 5:14. And it's going to be on the screen, I think. And in this, the confidence that if we have towards him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. In that verse, you don't see, well, once you've reached 10 levels or 10 years of being a Christian, then you can go to pray God and he'll hear you. It says, and he will hear us if we ask anything according to his will. How do we know God's will? It's the same things we've been talking about. We know God by being with him, being in his presence, by reading the Bible, by praying, and just really connecting with him. So that's my challenge for you guys this week. This week, pray on things according to God's will. This isn't so that we can change God's heart or change what he's going to do, but so that we can be partnered with him in his will. And how do we know God's will? By reading his word, spending time in his presence, and listening to his voice. All right. God, just thank you for this time that I was able to share. Thank you that your heart just doesn't change, God. Who you are, who you say you are, they're the same thing. I just pray that throughout this week, we may take actions to actually have to trust you, God, to let go of life, to say, God, I know you'll be there to catch me. I know that you'll always be there, God. Thank you for being just and a righteous God. In your holy name, amen. Woo. Go to you guys' small groups. If you don't know where your small groups are, come up to the front, and we'll get you where you need to go.